Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in today's video, we are going to be talking about holiday decorating mistakes. I did a video a couple of years ago and it's honestly one of my favorite videos to have done. I really enjoyed making that video. It was so much fun just because I got to make fun of my sister and her inflatable Olaf that she has in her front yard, which by the way, she has some competition from the neighbor. And now it's like caused some sort of an arms race of like who can get the biggest ugly inflatable in their front yard. So I'm not gonna do that in this video because I did that last time. So I'm gonna link that to the end of this video, but let's talk about some mistakes that you might be making in your holiday decorating. Let's get to it. Now, of course, I'm not such a Grinch to say that, you know, if you need to get rid of all these, if you love these things, keep them. I'm not here to ruin your Christmas, right? Like if you love it, if you love your little holiday ugly crap, then you just keep that in your own home, you know, like you just go nuts. But I'm just here to point out things that I think are a mistake because I said so, and it's my channel and I can say what I want. So that's why we're talking about these as mistakes, even if you have them and you love them. And that brings me to my first one, which is tinsel. I hate tinsel. I hate it. Where do I begin? First of all, it doesn't look good. It makes the tree look like it's melting. It gets everywhere. I imagine like if you have a cat, I think it's just asking for it. You're just asking for trouble with the cats. It gets caught in your vacuum. It just gets sucked up in there. I don't care what Dyson you have. I've got the Dyson, love the Dyson. Is it a match for the gobs of tinsel? No, I just never think these look good. Now, I will say personally, I like to have some decorations that are different size that give some verticality to add to your tree, and tinsel attempts to do this, miserably fails, of course, but I do think that there is an attempt there to try to just kind of create a different shape on your tree. There are lots of different decorations that I think are classier than gross plastic, whatever. What material is that? Can we just, what, plastic? Like what it like stretches, but it doesn't, and then it snaps. I just can't stand it, right? Like there are other materials made of, you know, things that are made of glass, things that are made of wood, things that are made of paper even, that are better than tinsel. Plus, this is so like destined for the trash can. This thing just ends up in a landfill because who is so good to like lay their tinsel and then like neatly lay it back in the packaging for next year? I mean, no one can attempt to do that properly. It's just gonna get a tangled mess in there. And I will also add that in this, as an honorable mention, is gonna be the tinsel garlands, which is basically the same material, that same weird plasticky stuff, but hung in a garland that you then wrap around. We had this all the time as kids, and I can't stand it because it's like headphones that get thrown in your pocket every year, you know, like they just get tangled in there, and you can try your best to lay them out neatly. You can try your best to sort of compartmentalize them. They will all turn out to be one disgusting ball. And then as you sort of pry them apart, they will shed like crazy, which means they get like patchier and patchier every year. No, I'm done with the tinsel. I'm done with the tinsel garlands. We need to get rid of both, in my opinion, and just, you know, move for something with a little bit, with some sparkle, some shine. I get the appeal because you want a little shimmer on your tree. We'll use lights for that, or something that maybe, you know, glass has a little bit of a twinkle, maybe even a little bit of a mirrored sort of thing, or just a little glossy sort of ceramic. Like there's so many different materials that you can use that will give you a little bit of a fun kind of effect without being gaudy, cheap, and gross, which is what tinsel is. So I hate that this trend, by the way, is catching. I feel like tinsel is back. I see these trees, people on Instagram like, beautiful. And I'm like, is it though? Are we just being kind? Is that what we're doing? Is this the Christmas spirit, or are we lying to these people? Like, why are we lying to them? I don't know. I just think we should say what it is, which is tinsel should be banished back to the 90s or whenever from the hell from whence it came, and not come back. But I'm disappointed that people are bringing it back because it's just awful. I hate tinsel so much. Okay, next holiday decorating mistake that I see people making, and I'm bad for this one, you guys, is going to be containing all of your decorations in one room, specifically the living room. So I would say that people, me, we have a tendency of just really getting into the whole, like, we got the tree, we've maybe got the garlands, like we've got the things, we've got the fun stuff, but we tend to contain it to one room. And I think that's a mistake because there's lots of different rooms, like the bedroom, the bathroom, the hallways, like places other than that we can bring Christmas decorations. The hallway does get some love, I will say. Some people do decorate, you know, their banisters, or maybe they put a wreath on the front door. All those I think are really great ideas because I think it brings sort of the holiday cheer into some of the rest of the rooms. I think people tend to prioritize the living room. I sure do. And I think that's a little bit of a mistake because there are really great decorations that you can bring into the bathroom or even the bedroom, or like hallways, offices. kitchens, right, that are really beautiful and really amazing, and I feel like those spaces are a bit neglected. And sometimes it can feel like you're wandering through a home and the living room feels really festive and fun, and then the second you leave the living room, it just sort of feels like the holidays are over. And I guess like for some people, maybe that works because it gives you a little bit of a respite and all the drama and all the stuff that you just have at Christmas time or the holiday season. But for me, I think it's better just to have little touches. And you don't have to necessarily go and like buy a whole bunch of new stuff. I think you can shop your living room and just spread it out a little bit. You know, I just think it adds a little bit of that Christmas cheer, that holiday cheer into the rest of the home without necessarily just having everything overstuffed in that one room. Okay, and then moving right along, my next decorating mistake for the holidays is going to be to have no floor space. So this one is built on the last one because this is especially true in the living room, but honestly, it can be anywhere, especially some of those tripping hazards on some of the staircases. Listen, okay, there is such a thing as too much, you know, like people just sometimes, I think, really overstuff their spaces and they get to a point where it becomes really difficult to navigate. I think that the rules of design around space planning and making spaces that people can easily navigate is still the priority, even in the holiday season, especially because you oftentimes have more people in your home than you do for the rest of the year, right? You're hosting big Christmas parties, you've maybe got New Year's, you've got Christmas Eve, you've got Hanukkah, you've got whatever, you've got people coming over. And I think it's really important to recognize that you've got more people in your home, less opportunity to use your patio space because it's cold outside, unless you live in, you know, wherever, somewhere that's warm this time of year. If so, kind of a bit jealous. But your patio might not be used, and you've got lots of people crammed into a smaller space, and now you've got so much junk on the floor that no one can actually move around. This is especially true in that staircase. I have seen the like ho 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 going up the staircase, you know what I mean? Or we've got lots of the presents, or we've got candles, which is just a fire waiting to happen. And I just think that I've been up some staircases that I'm gonna be honest is a bit of an obstacle course in order to kind of hop up. It's like Squid Game Holiday Edition to try to get up the staircase alive because there's so many tripping hazards going on there. And you can't use a banister because it's wrapped so tight with a whole bunch of greenery and whatever. By the way, have you guys seen Rebecca Robeson's Christmas extravaganza videos over on her channel? Oh my gosh, they are slightly unhinged in like the best way possible.
I've got gadgets and gadgets aplenty. I've got oozits and whatsits galore. You want Christmas balls? I've got plenty. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
I am obsessed. By the way, that clip was from February. That is just her Christmas craft room, which is bigger than my first apartment that I lived in. I'm obsessed with Rebecca's Christmas stuff. She truly is the queen of Christmas. I mean, this is basically her holiday and we just all just kind of get to participate. Anyway, like so much stuff, right? You just got like lots of Christmassy stuff going on and you're like trying to navigate it and it's just not easy to do. So my advice, personally, think a little bit less this time of year, right? Like, can we take stuff away? Can we take stuff off the floor? The presents around the tree that is now spilled out to the point where people can't get to their seats? Maybe it's time to rein that in a little bit, right? Maybe create a section to allow for the breathing space, to have the room for people to move, and to allow for the fact that there's going to be more presents, more people, more decor, more stuff in the holiday season. Plan on that. Plan your space accordingly. Don't be afraid to take some stuff away. You know what I mean? Like if you've got a place for maybe your presents and you're like, I don't know what to do, maybe take away that basket that's got the throws in it. You know what I mean? Like maybe we need to move that, store it for a couple of months while we allow some breathing space for the rest of the Christmas decor. That is my personal opinion. I just think I've seen too many hazards that I need to point out because sometimes these places are looking a little overstuffed, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, next up on my list is gonna be cheap fake greenery, or at least maybe not cheap, poor quality fake greenery. Listen, if you're the type of person that goes out to the tree farm or whatever and you've got the real tree and you've got the real wreaths and you've got the real garlands and you just got all this like real stuff and your place smells like it's like a Christmas winter wonderland because everything smells like pine. I love that for you. The rest of us though are using like plastic stuff and then just be like throwing in a little pine in the diffuser, pine essential oil in the old diffuser and calling it a day, which to me that works well. So if you're going to go the fake route though, which I do, also I live in an apartment building, which means, you know, like you can't really have a whole lot of real stuff because, well, people are concerned you're gonna burn the building down. They're sensitive about things like that. So sometimes, you know, some places just don't allow for real. So if you're gonna go for fake, which I do, then I would say invest in quality pieces. Now I know, so if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Like I'm not gonna say that you should, but like if you can, I would think about going for maybe a smaller tree that's better quality than a larger tree that's poor quality, personally. I like trees that actually look like trees, and that means really seeing in person. I don't really buy a lot of Christmas like greenery online. I don't buy fake greenery online because I can't judge. I like to see it up close. Do I actually believe that this is kind of real, or does this pine cone just like look like it's from a kid's toy? You know, like if it's too plasticky and low quality, it's never gonna look the part, you know? I'm fine with fake. I'm fine with artificial. Again, some people need to do it like me. I get it. We don't all have the luxury of having real stuff and going up to a tree farm like we live in Vermont or something from a Hallmark movie. That's not reality for most people. So I would say though, really dive into the quality and just be honest with yourself of whether or not you think that it's real. So I don't really love to do like, you'll never, well, I wouldn't say never, but you probably won't find a Dollarama Christmas tree haul video from me, just because it's not just say I'm above a dollar store, Dollar Tree, whatever. Love a dollar store, that can be great. But you know, you kind of get what you pay for when it comes to greenery. For me, I live in Canada. I actually find the Bay, if you're Canadian, you know the Bay. There's lots of different stores though. I don't know every store in the world, so you feel free to figure out what makes sense for you in your own home country. But I picked a store, a retailer at the Bay. It's an old, like they've been around for like 300 years, right? Like, and they have really good Christmas stuff, and their quality of their Christmas trees is top notch in my opinion. And I find that seeing it in person, checking it out, paying a little bit more, even if it means getting something smaller, is a better idea. Because remember, you're bringing these things out every year. So it might seem like it's like, oh, but it's only here for 3 weeks. Yes, 3 weeks or a month, but for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, my mom's still hauling out stuff that she's had since 1983. So, you know, think about it as an investment for the long term. Okay, next mistake that I'm gonna say is having too much new decor and not really taking Christmas or holiday decorations as sort of a journey rather than just a destination. Listen, I think that a lot of people, we see this stuff on Instagram, we see this stuff on whatever, you know, we see these ads, and you know, it's very tempting to just go in wholesale and go like, yeah, I'm just gonna do the works. I'm just gonna do everything and have my whole space done. I get that because we all want the picture perfect holiday, and I get that you just kind of want to go in like click add to basket and be done. Like Christmas, add to basket, you're over. You know what I mean? But it's not, it's a process. It takes time. And I think that although I'll be honest, I don't love when people buy me Christmas decorations because I'm pretty picky, but I would still say that it is nice when you have decorations that maybe have some meaning for you, that take years to build up, right? So, you know, you might start with a tree and then you might move on and you might get a garland next year, and then you'll save up and you'll have like a nice, beautiful wreath the next year. Or you might have some different Christmas decorations you sort of build up and layer sort of year after year. And if you can get some little vintage pieces that are cute, awesome. If you can get some decorations that have been handed down to you, that's great too, right? Like it's a journey, it's something that takes time. And I think just having everything feel brand new, it just feels a little like it just came from a magazine. It came from Instagram. It just came from one store. You don't want it to feel like a showroom. I think you want it to reflect you and your own personal style. And that takes time because your style is evolving, your life is changing, you know, people are coming and going, whatever. And it's just nice to collect pieces over time so that it has meaning and value for you in the holidays going forward. So don't feel the pressure at this time of year to just have everything done and perfect in every room and everything, and it just looks fabulous like on day one. Like it's not going to maybe this year, but every year it's gonna be a little bit more full and you're gonna have more memories you're gonna take with you in years to come. Okay, and then next up on my list is gonna be just overpowering candles. Like scent is an underappreciated sense in someone's home when it comes to interior design and home decorating. I think people, you know, we tend to focus a lot on that, but a smell can take you back in a way that like nothing else, right? And since so much of the holiday season, New Year's, Christmas, whatever, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, so much of that I think is a reflection of years gone by. I think it makes sense for you to have sort of a beautifully scented home that really sort of maybe feels a little bit nostalgic at times and just sort of feels like the holidays, because it's going to transport you in a way that maybe some visual things just are not going to do. So in light of that, overpowering fake smelling candles, I don't think are really giving what you think it's giving. It can give people headaches, first of all, not great around the holidays, right? If we're gonna get headaches, it's because I've got a hangover from too much eggnog. It's not gonna be because your like peppermint mocha candle has been wafting in my nostrils for the whole duration of this entire holiday party. You know what I mean? Like, that's not why I want to get the headache. So I would say that the Overpowering Gross candles are a little bit too much. What I would say is, again, going with an essential oil or something that is a holiday scent that you really love. Again, something that's nostalgic, wonderful. Baking, wonderful. Cook great food, and then you know what? Your house is gonna smell amazing. And if you are looking to have some sort of scents that you think are great, then get the old pot of water over there, boiling on the stove, and put some orange peels in there, some cinnamon, some cloves, like pick some scents that you really enjoy. Have that simmering away on the old stove top, and that's gonna perfume and scent the entire home, which is gonna be amazing and magical. And look at that. No peppermint mocha candle needed. So that's it for me for today, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. As always, have a wonderful holiday season, no matter what you celebrate. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, the whole works. Happy all of them. And if you liked this video and you want to see one where I also make fun of my sister and her inflatables, then feel free to check out the video right here. You can check that one out because it was also a fun one to make. So I'll see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful holiday season. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.